As everyone is well aware, cosplay is for everyone. There is no limit on someone's weight, orientation, skin tone, etc. that could ever prevent them from cosplaying whoever they want. I'm a strong advocate for this, and nothing will ever change that. However, I think that we can all agree that there are some character designs that are not exactly the kindest to those of us with bigger body types. And while there is absolutely nothing wrong with cosplaying those characters as is as a plus size person, for me those designs lead to confidence issues if I do decide to wear them as is, and there have been a few characters that I just completely avoid because I'm not comfortable with them. No one should ever feel like that they can't wear a character that they want to. So I'm going to show you exactly how I alter a character design into something that I'm more comfortable with, while also still keeping true to the theme of the character. The next character off my cosplay list that I plan on doing is Kotobukiya Optimus Prime. Just as a little bit of background information, Kotobukiya is a Japanese company who produces a bunch of high quality figures in a variety of different styles. The style that I collect and the line that Kotobukiya is arguably the most known for is their Bishoujo line. I apologise to any native Japanese speakers who may be listening to this as I butcher the word a few times, but Bishoujo roughly translates to beautiful girl in English. Quite fittingly, Kotobukiya takes popular characters and icons from all across the pop culture sphere and translates them into gorgeous girls. My personal favourite line are the horror statues. I personally own 7 of them already. I've already done cosplays of their Pennywise and their Fluttershy in the past, and now I want to add Optimus to the collection. Keep in mind at the time of me recording this video and starting Optimus that we don't actually have a full figure yet for sale. Currently all that exists of Optimus is the concept art and an unpainted resin prototype, which does not even have a full 360 of the figure, so every cosplayer's worst nightmare, I don't know what the back looks like. If the figure ends up having something funky on the back, I will add that later, but keep in mind that I'm only using the concept art when I make my adjustments and actually make this costume. Compared to some of the other figures that have come out recently, Optimus's design is actually quite simple on first glance, and it can be broken down into these key elements: her boots, her shorts, and her jacket. And then obviously all of her other elements like her socks, her gloves, her goggles, her little suitcasey thing that she wears, and her necklace. The only element of her design that I personally am not a fan of is that white crop top that she's wearing underneath the jacket. I personally have issues with my stomach area, and I try to avoid showing this as much as possible when I'm in cosplay. My costumes will often reflect this, and the most recent example I can think of is my Arcane Jinx. With Jinx, I turned her crop top into a sleeveless turtleneck tank top. Also raised the waistline of the pants to make them high-waisted, so it didn't look like that the shirt was awkwardly long on me. And while this meant that if I ever choose to do Jinx's tattoos that I'm not going to have a lot of spare skin left to put them on, I feel like these alterations did not affect the way the character is presented very much, and it made me more comfortable in the costume, and it is one of my favourites to wear now. When it comes to what I want to alter on Optimus, I actually want to avoid just extending her top. Obviously, I've already done this on Jinx, so I don't think there's anything wrong with just extending the top. But because I've already done it on Jinx, I want to do something different so it's not the same thing over again. Looking at the concept art, it is obvious that Optimus's design focal point is meant to be her jacket. It's got the Autobots logo on, I think, both sleeves, and I'm going to assume that it's also on the back. It's the biggest part of her, and it's very clearly meant to be what you want to focus on. So I've decided that I'm going to take her little white top and those little grey pants and combine them into a grey playsuit. To me, this version of Optimus reads as a cute mechanic girl, so I feel like making a playsuit will keep that vibe going while also not detracting from the other parts of the costume that you want to be paying attention to. I feel like that making a playsuit also keeps with the general vibe that Kotobukiya has with the Bishoujo line, because everyone knows that plus size people are too often told to cover up and can be made to look matronly in their clothes, so gotta keep the cute The cute shorts, gotta keep that in. I plan on making the play suit the same colour as the shorts, with the socks being over the knee, pretty much mid-thigh, and also being white. I feel like there would have been way too much white in the look if I'd made them white like the shirt. Plus, depending on which version of Optimus you're looking at, there is next to no white on him anyway. And as far as I am aware, this version is meant to be based off the classic Optimus Prime. I also plan on keeping the belt to help break up the grey, and it also gives the waist a little something something as well. And honestly, that pretty much sums it up for Optimus. She is a super simple design to begin with, and I don't have any issues with any other aspect of the design. I would recommend to anybody who wants to start altering designs to more suit their comfortability to start with simpler costumes that don't have a lot of elements, so you can sort of get the vibe for how you can alter it and how you can still keep the general gist of the costume that you're trying to recreate, and then graduate from there. I always break my costumes down into the most basic elements I can. That way, if there's anything that needs to be changed, I'll recognize exactly what it is before I even get started on the costume. If you guys want any help or advice on altering a particular character's costume, or you just want to know my thought process behind altering some of my other costumes, feel free to hit me up. I am always happy to help other cosplayers. I already have an idea for which pattern I want to use for both Optimus's jacket and her play suit, and I'll be recording every step of the way. The first part of the costume that I'm going to start with is the play suit, because I think that is probably going to be the thing that gives me the most trouble. So if that's something that you may be interested in seeing, feel free to subscribe. I'll be uploading every other week for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video if you made it this far. If you guys have been around for a little while, you may have noticed that all of my previous videos are no longer there. They are still on the channel, they're just unlisted. I've just decided that I wanted to try and take a new direction with the YouTube channel, and I wanted to try a different thing. I struggled to upload on a regular basis with my old style of video because I'm just not very comfortable on camera for long periods of time, and I would struggle to even start videos. So I'm hoping by doing it this way with this character, I can do it a bit more frequently. This character's name is Hex. She is my first ever OC that I made over 11 years ago. And she's very dear to me, and I just hope that this will be a bit more of a easier way of presenting my videos, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the new editing style. If you do want to still watch the older videos, they are unlisted. I will put the link for the playlist that I'll have them all in somewhere, probably in the video description, maybe in the comments, but it'll be around somewhere if you guys do feel like watching the older, cringier videos. But that is everything. Can you tell that I didn't script this part? Okay, thank you guys. Bye.